Hey everyone, what up? Yeah, so you just saw me do my makeup. Yeah, if you want to see how I did this makeup, there was a video called, Gothic Makeup with Silver Eyeshadow. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, I decided to use silver eyeshadow with this kind of Gothic makeup. As one of my earlier videos, I have used silver eyeshadow on my lips and on my eyes before, but now with the white foundation. So this was my very first time doing it, and got my cat ears on, and also got some necklaces on too, and one of my chokers. This is actually kind of a popular choker, but I think it's because you can easily get this at Spencer's. And also this unicorn necklace you can easily get at Spencer's as well. That's if you can see that. I think you can. And you can get this dragon necklace at Hot Topic. But I don't know if they still sell these at Hot Topic. I tried looking for another one just for the heck of it, and I don't know if they still sell them anymore, so I don't know. But here is part 6 of A Dog's Purpose. No, not part 6. What the hell am I talking about? Part 16 of A Dog's Purpose. My bad, yeah. Sorry about earlier today, I forgot about what part I was on. I don't know, due to stress and loneliness, and due to the fact that I've been really disappointed that I couldn't hang out with my friends today, though I am hanging out with my boyfriend, thankfully. It's just that, I don't know, I do talk to my friends, but since most of them are in college, or some of them have jobs, I can't really talk to them all the time, and I'm lucky if I do. But I can't hang out with them because they're all in college. Well, most of them are, but yeah. Well, they got mommy issues, like one of my best friends who couldn't really come over because of that reason. I'm not going to explain why I have respect for her, but without further ado, let's get going. The next day after Mom and Dad left for school, I went out into the yard and dug Smokey back up, figuring they couldn't have meant to bury a perfectly good dead cat. The summer we didn't go to the farm at all. Ethan and some friends in the neighborhood would get up every day and go to people's houses and cut grass with loud lawn movers. The boy would take me along with him but always tried to tie me to a tree. I love the smell of the newly cut grass, but I did not care for lawn mowing in general. I felt this activity was somehow involved in us not visiting the farm. Grandpa and Grandma did drive in for a week, but it wasn't nearly as much fun, especially when Dad and Grandpa exchanged some harsh words when they were alone in the backyard peeling husks of corn. I felt the anger in both of them and wondered if this was a reaction to the fact that the corn husks were inedible. Something I routined by both smelling and chewing. After that day, Dad and Grandpa were very uneasy in each other's company. When school started again, several things were different. The boy no longer went to Chelsea's house when he got home. In fact, he usually was the last one to arrive, smelling of dirt, rats, and sweat as he raced up the driveway after a car dropped him off in the street. And some nights we go on a car ride to what I came to understand was a football game, where I would sit on a leash at the end of the lawn yard next to Mom, and people would yell and scream for no reason. Boys wrestled and threw a ball to each other, sometimes running down close to where I was standing, other times playing all the way at the far end of the big yard. I could smell Ethan and the group of the boys sometimes. It was a little frustrating to just sit there and not go out and enhance the game. At home, I learned to get my mouth around a football. One time, I was playing with a boy and I bit too hard and the ball collapsed until it was a saggy, flat rag of leather, sort of like the flip. After that, Ethan didn't want me chewing on a football, but I was still allowed to play with them as long as I was careful. Mom didn't know this and held me tight by the leash. I knew if she would just let me go to the football, the boys would have a lot more fun chasing me than each other because I was faster than any of them. Chelsea's puppy, Duchess, grew grew up and we became good friends. Once I demonstrated to her how she was to behave around me. One day when the gate was open and I trotted over to her, she was wearing a plastic cone around her neck and seemed very out of sorts. She thumped her tail low when she saw me outside her cage, but she didn't bother to get up. The sight made me uneasy. I hope no one was planning to put one of those things on me again. When it snowed, Ethan and I played with sleds, and when the snow melted, we played with bouncy balls. And a couple of times the boy pulled the flip out of the closet and stared at it while I glanced away in dread. He held it up and looked it over, feeling its heft, and then put it away with a sigh. The summer was another one without a farm visit, and once again the boy cut grass with his friends. I could have thought he left it out of his system, but apparently he still enjoyed it. That year, Dad left for several days, and while he was gone, Grandpa and Grandma visited. Their car smelled like Flair, and hay in the pond, and I stood and sniffed it for several minutes and raised my legs on the chives. My goodness, you are such a big boy, Grandma told Ethan. There was more football when the boys turned cool. Plus a wonderful surprise. Ethan could take his own car rides. This changed everything because now I went almost everywhere with him, my nose out the window as I stood in the front seat, helping him drive. It turned out that the reason he stayed on it so late was that he played football every night after school, leaving me tied up by the fence with a dish of water. It was boring, but at least I got to be with the boy. Sometimes when Ethan took a car ride, he forgot me, so I sit in the yard and yip for him to come back. Usually when this happened, Mom would come to see me. Want to go for a walk, Bailey? She asked over and over until I was so excited I was dancing around in circles. She put the leash on my collar and we'd control the streets, stopping every few feet so I could mark the territory. Often we'd pass groups of children playing, and I wonder why Ethan didn't do that as much anymore. Mom sometimes unsnapped the leash and let me run with the children a little bit. I like Mom a lot. My only complaint was that when she exited the bathroom, she would close the lid on my water bowl. Ethan always left the lid up for me. When school ended that summer, Ethan and Mom took us on a car ride to the farm. I was overjoyed to be back. Flair pretended not to recognize me, and I wasn't sure if they were the same ducks or different ones, but everything now seemed exactly the same. Nearly every day, Ethan would work with Grandpa and some men, hammering and sawing boards, and I assumed at first that the boy was building another go-kart, but after a month or so, it became clear they were putting together a new barn right next to the old one, which had a big hole in the roof. I was the first one to spot the woman coming up the driveway and ran down to influence any needed security. When I got close enough to smell her, I realized it was the same girl, all grown up now. She remembered me, and I screamed in pleasure as she scratched behind my ears. Hi there, Bailey. Did you miss me? Good dog, Bailey. As the men noticed the girl, they stopped working. Ethan was coming out of the old barn and stopped in surprise. Oh, hi, Hannah. Hi, Ethan. Grandpa and the other men were grinning at each other. Ethan looked over his shoulder at them and flushed, then came over to where Hannah and I were standing. So, hi, he said. Hi. They looked away from each other. Hannah stopped scratching me, and I gave her a little nudge to remind her to keep at it. Come on in the house, Ethan said. The rest of the summer, whenever I went for a car ride, it smelled like the girl had been sitting in my seat. Sometimes she would come over and have dinner with us, and then she had Ethan, and Ethan would sit on the porch and talk, and I would lie at her feet to give them something interesting to talk about. One time I was awake from a well-dressed nap